Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. This topic is very trending in the market these days, that how to test ChatGPT bots or auto bots or AI-based bots are there, and then how to check these kind of models, because these are based out of AI or machine learning, and then we don't have any system available, and then how to test it, what kind of testing we can perform, and then what do you mean by chatbots testing? Is it really feasible? Can we really do it? Can we automate that? There were some questions people were asking on social media and directly to me, and then we were having a couple of meetups also, and then people are actually confused that, okay, in especially for this particular area, what kind of testing we can perform. So here you don't need to change your complete testing strategy, but maybe you have to define a different testing processes, or maybe a different types of testing we can perform. And there are various factors that we have to consider while testing these kind of AI bots or chat GPT, like or any bard or any kind of responsive bots or AI bots are available. How to test it? First of all, these bots are based out of NLP. NLP means your natural language processing models, which will take the human readable text, and then it will convert, it will read, it will process the data, and whatever the machine data, but the machine is having a specific historical data. On the basis of that, it will call some third party APIs or some resources and everything, and then it's giving you the response in the, again, human readable format, so that we can check the response quickly. So on the basis of simple NLP model, that is a machine learning model, they are using it, and then we are getting the response from it. How to test it? Let's see what are different tools and technologies, and what are different testing techniques that we can use it for this thing. If you, for example, let's see whatever the chat model is there. So let's see, this is the chat model that we have. And the same chat model is getting some responses from the, let's see, from some of the client, or let's see a user like you and me. So this client is writing the normal plain English sentence that, okay, tell me about something about Taj Mahal, or give me the top 10 automation tools, or give me the code for this, or can you help me to write this content for that, or whatever the content that we are passing from the user side. So this is what a plain English or a specific slang or a specific language that we are using it, maybe some grammatical mistakes that we are doing, or some random text input that we are writing it over here. And this text first will be converted into number of tokens. So this is called a tokenizer system. So one token will be this entire text will be converted into this with the help of tokenizer, and then the same token will be given to this particular NLP based model, or you can say a chat GPT server is there, and it will process this particular data. So it will not directly reading the text that you are giving, it is actually converting into a token, and then reading all those tokens, and again giving back the response from here to this guy, and then again it will be converted into the human readable format, and then it will be given to the respective user in the form of a response over here like this. So this is called a tokenizer. I'll give you an example. For example, let's say you go to Open API tokenizer system. So here you can see ChatGPT family of models process the text using tokens. Token, you can say that I have written like one token is equal to 4 characters, or you can say around 0.75 words. If you talk about Shakespeare's complete article, or there are 900,000 words are there, which is equal to around 1.2 million tokens. So on the basis of that, it will process, it will convert words to token or characters to token, and then will give the response in the form of token, and then again token to the respective text will be converted, and then it will be given in the form of human readable format. So if you see this tokenizer system, simple example, let's say if I'm writing, hi, this is Naveen here, and welcome to Naveen Automation Labs. If you see that it's taking around 60 characters and 18 tokens, it's written. And here, this is a token. So you can see that hi is one of the token, then this is the green token, then orange token, and then something like this. And then it will be, this entire text is actually written with the 18 tokens. The more and more text that you write, let's say I'm writing this line one more time, the more and more tokens will be converted, and then on the basis of that, it will be processed, right? Some other example, let's see, this is a complete text is written, and 64 tokens are there for 252 characters, and this the token, it will look like this, and every token will have a specific a token ID, which is generated internally for the reference point of view, and this is how it will look like this. So all these tokens will be given to the NLP model. Model will read all these tokens, and whatever token IDs are there, it will capture the respective text, process it, and get the data from the external sources or whatever the historical data it has, and then it will give you the response back again in the form of token, and token to the response back to the human readable language like this. So this is called a token. That's why if you go to the chat GPT, the pricing model also, everything is all about in the form of tokens. For example, let's see language models, multiple models, each with different capabilities and price points. Prices are based, let's say, 1,000 token. Price are per 1,000 tokens. You can think of token as per of words, where 1,000 token is about 750 words. This paragraph is around 35 token. So how much I paid for it? How much I need to pay for it? For example, if you're using the latest GPT-4 model, it is taking around $0.03 for 1,000 token in your prompt. And for the completion, it will take around 0.06 per 1,000 token, it will take it. Okay. And this is based out of 8K and 32K thousand or 32,000 context token. Same thing, chat, and then instruct GPT. They have 4 models are available, that Ada, Babbage, Curie, and Da Vinci. And the pricing model is also different accordingly. Same thing, we have image models also. For image model, it depends on the resolution wise, because it's not a text-based system. Then it will take around 0.020 per image. Resolution is this. If you have a less resolution, on the basis of that, the pricing will be decided over here. Same thing for audio, same thing for quotas and everything. They have given the pricing model over here. So that's why whenever you go to any AI-based system or AI-based model or AI-based chatbots, it depends what kind of model that we are using it. ChatGPT 3.5, Turbo, 4, video, images, or visual models that we are using it. It depends on the pricing model. On the basis of that, your billing and everything will start. Obviously, these are not at all free, because they have to produce the data. They have to use these tokenizer context and everything, and then will give the response back to you. So for that, for every token, for every text generation token, you have to pay for it, although very minimal amount. But here you can see that on the basis of the token, the per 1,000 token, they are giving the respective model pricing over here. Then what are different types of testing and everything we have to do? So first of all, that let's see, we take an example of OpenAI. OpenAI is again, the product name is ChatGPT. Here you can say we are talking about this ChatGPT. If you go to their OpenAI API documentation, this is the documentation that they have given. So the way we do the normal typical API testing with the Postman, RestAssured, this is a get call, post call, put call, authentication, bearer token, and all those things. Process will remain same. But here we have to understand the different attributions, different attributes with respect to what kind of data that I really want to generate, and what kind of user input it can take, what kind of slang it can understand that, and what kind of data it is generating, a large data model or small data model, or the relevancy of that particular model, accuracy of that particular data, which very, very important here. So that's why first go through the entire API documentation, how exactly the documentation is available. Then we can set up the environment. We can create choose a specific tool. Let's say, for example, Postman, just to hit the API and getting the response. But the response is accuracy, response correct or not, what type of testing we have to perform, performance, security, and everything that we have to consider that factor also. On the basis of that, that's a different type of testing we have to perform here. For example, if you go to their authentication, it says that first of all, you have to generate a bearer token. So this is a token ID, that is, you can say API key also. It's a secret key that you have to generate. Then only you can hit OpenAI API. So they have exposed their APIs. Let's say on top of that, if I really want to create my own bot system or own NLP model system or any machine learning text-based model system, let's see Naveen ChatGPT. So I can call these APIs internally, get the response from there, and I'll give it to you. And you have to pay for it for that. Okay, so that's why they have exposed these APIs, and then you can start using it accordingly. So I'll show you that how to generate this API and everything. And then they have given some simple APIs here. You can see that this is a curl command that they have given. And then you have to pass your authentication token, and then whatever the org ID that you are passing, that also you can pass it. They have given one example with the simple JavaScript over here. And then after that, you can send the response In the response, you can pass what kind of model you're talking about, what is the message, what do you mean by role and everything. And then these are the attributes like temperature, temp ID, and all those things. We have to supply it over here. So you can just go through it, different types of API documentation. What kind of model? So there are various type of models are there. List of models. You can just simple hit this particular API, and then you can just go and check that a list of models also. We will see couple of APIs I'll hit in front of you in the Postman, and then we will see that what kind of response we are getting it from here. Same thing, if you really want to retrieve the models, you can just go through it, and then this is a simple request model that they have given. So we are going to use, let's see, a chat model, a create chat, a completion. And here they have given the concept like this is the curl command, content type, bearer token that you have to give. And whatever the model that you are passing, that is what you have to give. That you have to supply the model in the request body. So here you can see this is a request body where model number, and message, you have to pass your content, whatever. Please tell me top 10 testing tools, or top 10 this thing, or fix this particular code, whatever the content that you write in the chat GPT, right? The question, the prompt that you write, you have to write it over here. What kind of role that you are having? I'll be having a, let's see, role. My role is a user role. Then there are three types of role you can pass, like system, user, and assistant. And the content of the message, and that's it. Okay, along with the model. So these are the 3-4 mandatory required things that you have to supply in the request body. And then after that, there are a couple of important things that you have to supply. For example, let's see, the temperature. The temperature default value is 1, but this is the optional thing that you have to supply. For example, what sampling temperature to use between 0 and 2. Higher values like 0.8 will make the output more random, while lower values like 0.2 will make make it more focused and deterministic content. So better you use the less temperature value. Same thing for the top underscore p that they have given for the sampling of the data. And the less value, 0.1, means only the token compromising the top 10% probability mass are considered over here. Because let's see, there are 1,000 of records are available. Only top 10% probability, if you're giving 0.1 top underscore p, then on the basis of that, it will give you the response over here. So likewise, there are various other factors. You can just go through each and every, let's see, maximum number of tokens that you want, presence, a penalty, frequency penalty, all these important attributes. If you really want to pass, you can pass it for each and every API which are written over here. Let's see, same thing for the images. This is the image API URL. You can just call it, and then in the request, you have to pass the a text description of the desired image. Whatever, let's say I really want an image of a batsman who is playing in let's say in a particular stadium, and then give me his image holding the bat. So you can just describe the image. It will give you the respective image, or AI based image. It will give it to you. N means number of images to be generated, must be value between 1 to 10. You can give that. And this is a size that you can give along with that. And then response format and all those things you can give that. Same thing for audio files, fine tunes. Like you just go through the entire documentation, and then it will be easy for you to test it. Let's take one example. For example, let's see this chat completion example. We are going to take it. And this is a curl command that they have given. I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this particular curl from here. I'll go to my Postman. So let's see, this is my Postman. And then I'll do one thing. I'm just going to import this curl from here. Now you can see here that, okay, this is what the API, this is the post call. It's saying set up new authorization. Here we have to give the authorization with the API key or something. Or you can give the API token also. Here we can give that. So how to generate the bearer token or API token? In order to generate that, we have to go to login, and I'll go to my view API keys here. So this is my API key there. I have already generated. If you can just simple check it over here, and then I can create a new secret key. Make sure that you have to enter your credit card details and everything over here. Then only it will be X. Okay, add it here. So you have to add your payment methods, and then whatever. This is my dummy account right now. That's why it's not giving you here. But you have to add your billing amount and then everything, and then only set up the paid account. You have to do it. I'm an individual, card information and everything. And whatever the model that you're using on the basis of their pricing model, you have to pay for it. Okay, so obviously nothing is freely available here if you really want to consume their APIs. Okay, then once you get the API, so I'm already having an API over here. So I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this particular API from here, and I'll go to my authorization. And in this authorization API key, or it's a kind of bearer token that we have to use it. So let me just use my bearer token here. So let's copy and then paste it here, whatever the token that you are having it. And in the body, here you have to supply the things. So that which model that you are using it. For example, I'm using GPT 3.5, a turbo model. Role is user, and then the content is whatever. So let's see, I'm writing, give me, let's see, top 5 testing or API testing tools, something like this. This is what I'm using it, right? And click on raw, and then it should be a JSON body. This is what you have to pass, and then you simple send it. Let's see, are we getting the response here or not? The same response that we were getting in the ChatGPT web browser, same on the web page, same thing we are getting it here. And in the message, you are getting, see, Postman, SOAP UI, RestAssured, Karate, Assertable, and all those things. Okay. So testing is not a big deal here. I mean, set up the tool is not a big deal here. That simple use Postman, RestAssured, Karate, whatever you want to use it. Just need to hit the API, get the response. But you really need to check the kind of response that we are getting is really correct or not, is really appropriate, accuracy of the data. And all those things are very important. Some definitely security testing with respect to authorization also. Now, let's check one more prompt here. For example, let's see if I'm writing something else. So let's see, let's respect to Selenium, or I'm writing, fix this code or fix this XPath. Okay, I'm giving the XPath value, which is equal to, and I'm writing double slash. Let's see, this is the input. And then here I'm writing a wrong XPath, and I want that it should fix my XPath. So let's see, here I'm writing 3 times at the rate, and I'm writing ID, and then writing comma, and then I'm writing its value like this. So obviously this is a wrong XPath, and I want that ChatGPT should fix this particular code or fix this particular XPath. So let's see, I'm hitting the response, I'm getting hitting the request, and is it really fixing it or not? Yes, see, the content is fixing it. Input at the rate ID equal to value. That's so awesome, right? So this is my prompt, or you can say this is the content that I'm sending it from my side with the help of this model. Now, on top of that, any tool that I really want to create, I can do it, and then I can get the response from there, and I can give you the right result over here like this. So whatever, see, it's saying the total token from this particular prompt, 28 tokens it actually captured. So it will give you the total tokens also. From token is 21 from here. And then response token, I think it's 28 over here, right? So token wise money, you have to pay for it. So what else we can do? So just go through this documentation, and whatever is required, different types of attributes and different types of other options, whatever are available, we have to test it, those things properly. And then what kind of testing we can perform. So here I have listed a couple of important things. Functional testing, obviously, that verify your chat bot is functioning correctly, whatever the expected things that we are having it from this ChatGPT model, exactly same thing. Okay, we are expecting, and then the functional wise, obviously it should work fine. There are no other mistakes, error handling, and all those things. But it's not about only functional testing. We have to check its accuracy assessment also, that evaluate the accuracy of the chatbot response. What if I'm expecting some testing tools, but it's giving me something else? What if I'm expecting, tell me about something about Taj Mahal in India, and it's giving you the totally wrong response? So what is the guarantee? So getting the response is the functional testing, but we have to check the content. We have to check the whatever the response we are getting is accurate or not. So compare it answers to a set of expected response, a predefined knowledge base. Obviously, we cannot define the the accuracy for each and every response, but we can at least check it category wise, or different type of model based testing we can do it, content based testing we can do it, and then every category wise we can define some predefined expected data, and on the basis of that we can simple test the data or response that we are getting it. So you can say predefined knowledge base, identify any inaccuracies, inconsistencies, and or incorrect interpretations. Error handling, test how the chatbot handles error and unexpected inputs. Check if provides informative and helpful error message or prompts user to provide valid input. That's again a very important thing. How exactly it is reading your response? Are you are you giving a totally wrong request or totally wrong prompt? Then ChatGPT should be smart enough. Obviously, it takes time to be trained or everything, and then on the basis of that it will start giving you the response for the valid and the invalid inputs as well. Usability testing, evaluate the chatbot user experience, tested user interface, interaction flow, ease of use, assesses how well it guides users and handles conversational context, because it's a chatbot. So it's not like that we are just asking the question and giving the response, but it should understand your requirement. It should understand multiple cascaded prompts also. And it should understand the connected prompts also, that, okay, yeah, after that, the second prompt that I'm asking with respect to the first prompt and with respect to the last prompt response. So it should connect, it should be intelligent enough for the usability testing point of view. Definitely, natural language processing, NLP testing, we have to perform that utilize NLP algorithms, because most of the ChatGPT models, they use NLP, natural language process models. Test its language understanding capabilities, assesses how well it handles different languages, accents, slang, and variations in the user input. My slang is different. Your slang is very formal. My slang is very casual. Your slang is accent is different. Grammatical mistakes are there. The way you're using the words are totally different. The way I'm using the word is totally different for an Indian guy, for an American guy, and for a European guy. The kind of the slang or the kind of accent that I'm using it quite different. So in that case, the NLP models, they should understand properly and then should give the response accordingly. So these kind of testing also we have to perform there. Performance testing is very, very important, because evaluate the chat bot's performance under various conditions. Test is response time, handling of the concurrent users, ability to scale, ensure it remains responsive and performs very well under high load. That's what you must have seen in the chat GPT when it is released 6 months back. It was giving you the errors that not able to respond currently, or shut down, or maybe too many requests are coming, then not able to handle such a big amount of load. In that case, make sure that, okay, your chat GPT bot or whatever chat bots that you're using it is quite responsive with respect to different requests and number of requests, with respect to load and the performance testing as well. Integration testing, if chatbot GPT or chatbot, for example, integrate with other third-party systems or APIs, test the integration points, verify that the data is exchanged correctly between two systems, and any actions triggered by the chatbot are performed as expected. Because what if the data is not available with me? Then in that case, I'll go to the Stack Overflow, I'll go to some other Medium blog or maybe some other source, just like Google Bard is doing it. Same thing you can give and talk to the different other resources, third-party systems, get the response, make sure that integration testing is having another good scope in the chatbot testing point of view. Continuous testing and improvement. Chatbots often benefit from the iterative testing and improvements. Monitor user interactions, collect feedback, and leverage analytics to identify areas for enhancement. Whatever the feedback is coming from the user, leverage it, collect the data, again, train it, and then again use it, and then again test it. How exactly that further after the training, is it giving me the accurate result or not? And what is the accuracy that we are getting it? On the basis of that, we can perform a testing here. Real world scenario testing, that tests the chat bot in the real world scenario to ensure it performs well in practical uses, incorporate diverse user inputs, not only for IT related, not only for coding related, but talk to diverse different inputs, different use cases, different edge cases, very complex or different types of conversation you start, and then check that how exactly kind of patterns it is understanding and generating the response or not. So that is also a real world scenario testing, because user could be anything. A user could be an IT guy or non-IT guy also. User could be a normal a blogger also, normal a content creator also, a normal journalist also, or any kind of I really want to know about the politics, and I really want to know about what is happening in this particular country for the geopolitics point of view. Then in that case, I can give the input and get the response. So ChatGPT is not only for coding and not only for or fix this particular code or something like this. It's all about different set of different varieties of users also. Security privacy testing, obviously that we have already discussed, that assess the chatbot security and privacy measures, ensure it handles sensitive user information appropriately. Okay. Adhere to data protection regulations and prevents unauthorized access or the data leaks. So sensitive information, for example, anything about which is not appropriate to display on social media, on internet or dark web or something like this, I think, or maybe any confidential information or inappropriate information, according to the regulations, it should not be displayed or should not be given as a response. Make sure that, okay, we have those regulations are defined in the bot system, and then privacy testing and the security testing also we have to perform in that particular area. Once again, it's not about only one day journey. Testing and chat GPT is an ongoing process, as the bot can continuously learn and adapt based on user interactions. The more and more questions, the more a prompt, the more requests that you are sending to the chat GPT, the testing and the feedback loops are essential for maintaining and improving its performance over the time. So it is like ongoing process. So that's why it should have a different mindset. It's not like, okay, testing is done, it's done. No, we cannot say that. It's an ongoing process. Every day there is a new challenge. Every day there's your data processing models or machine learning models. They are learning on the basis of the data, and then we can improve the data. We can feed more and more data, and more it will be matured enough. And then on the basis of that, we can assert, and then we can verify the AI responses from these models and from these chatbots. And no doubt there are challenges, no doubt there are limitations also. So some limitations, like major problem that we always, I'm sure, will be facing and we are facing with respect to the training data, because I really want to test that the accuracy of the data. That's a major challenge that we have to check. Chatbots require extensive training data to learn and understand user inputs. Gathering a diverse and representative data sets can be challenging, especially for niche and specialized domains, which are very, which are not at all very common, and which are very specialized, data or a specific department. On the basis of that, less data is available, very less data source is available. Then in that case, insufficient data is available. Then in that case, the training of or lack of training data, we have to consider that limitation as well. Complex conversation. Chatbots often struggle with the handling complex or multi-turn conversation that you must have already seen with the chat GPT. They may have difficulty maintaining the context. That's also maybe losing the context, maybe not able to relate with the previous context or previous request, and then giving totally different response. And then that's why chat GPT says, I apologize, I sorry for that, I could not understand your context or your prompt and everything. Then we have to check how exactly, I'm not saying 100% accurate, but how exactly it's handling the complex conversation also. So testing such scenarios requires careful scripting and realistic simulations of the user interactions. We have to do that. Ambiguity and the variability. Natural language is inherently ambiguous, complex, and user can express the same intent in different ways. Different types of user inputs we can get it. Different complex user inputs we can get it. Chatbots may struggle to interpret variations in the language, slang, misspellings. That's biggest problem. Like as I mentioned, that your conversation style is different, your language is different, the way I'm writing the things, I'm different, I'm very formal, very casual, or a very different, I'm having a different way of expressing the things or expressing the thoughts, and same thing I'm writing in the prompt. So you make sure that, okay, the ambiguity and the variability from the different types of users, how exactly it is handling it. So testing the chatbot robustness to different inputs and ensuring accurate interpretations and can be challenging, definitely, right? Lack of a standardized valuation matrix. This is also very important thing. Assessing the performance of AI chatbot is subjective and lacks standardized valuation matrix, while metrics like accuracy, the precision of data, right, recall can be used. They may not capture the full quality of the user experience or conversational fluency. Defining appropriate valuation criteria is again an ongoing challenge, that on what basis you are going to assess your data is correct or not, is a standard or not. Domain expertise, that's also very important. Chatbot designed for specific domains may require domain expertise to accurately evaluate the performance. if I'm coming from a different background, let's say I'm coming from a testing background or development background, and then I don't have any specific knowledge about the finance domain or any specific domain that so I cannot do the better testing because it's all about the responsive testing or response testing that we have to perform. So testers need to possess the necessary knowledge to assess whether the chatbot provides the correct and relevant response with the domain context. This is what I'm seeing on LinkedIn. Most of the people, they just write top 100 questions in Selenium, top 100 this thing in Java, and then top 100 those things they are generating and creating from the chat GPT, and they have no idea about that. They just want to share the content, because content looks good. It's coming in the form of bullet points and everything. Content is amazingly looking great, but what is the accuracy? Is it really great or not? Or is it really accurate or correct or not? We are generating the code from there, and ChatGPT within a second is generating the code. We just copy and paste it in our Eclipse or IntelliJ. But when we run it, or it's giving a lot of compile time errors and run it. In fact, some of the methods are not available, some of the classes are not available in that library. So we have to consider that factor also, because if you don't have any knowledge about, let's say, C Sharp or .NET, I'm coming from Java background, then how exactly I can make sure that the response is coming is correct or not, right? Same thing with other domain as well. Scalability in the performance is another challenge that testing the scalability performance of AI chatbots can be challenging. User traffic increases because of the popularity, because of the a lot of people are using it, and the chatbot response time, concurrency handling, and resource utilization may become very critical factor. So we have to talk about, for the infrastructure point of view, how exactly the servers are loaded and everything, and what kind of response we can give and all those things. So testing those specific scenarios also after the functional testing, it might be complex and challenging as well. Unpredictable user behavior and inputs can be unpredictable, okay, making it difficult to anticipate all possible scenario during testing. User may intentionally try to confuse or mislead the chatbot, like a lot of people. In fact, I have also done it multiple times, that I'm deliberately asking and misleading the chatbot that no, you are wrong. And in fact, ChatGPT is giving the right answer, but still I'm saying, okay, no, this is wrong. And then we're actually trying to train them with the wrong input or wrong data. So this is also actually confusing the system and misleading the system or misleading the chatbot. So make sure that, okay, provide the unconventional inputs, provide the misleading the chatbot, confusing it. These factors make it challenging it cover all potential edge cases during testing. Continuous learning and adaptation, obviously that it's an ongoing process. It's not like within 2 days the bots will be ready to give all the answers. It takes time. All the AI models, machine learning models, it takes time. Whatever the historical data is the key here. So AI chatbots often employ machine learning techniques and continuously learn from user interactions. This poses a challenge for testing, and the chatbot behavior may change over time. Today it's giving less accurate data, but later on it's giving a better data because of we have a good amount of data available in the system. So regular monitoring is important. Iterative testing become essential to ensure ongoing performance improvement and catch any unintended side effects of the system. So these are the points. Actually, I took all these points from the chat GPT. Some of the points I added from from my side, and I collected some of the important points from other sources. People are actually doing the testing in this particular area. And I found it really good for us also, that if we are getting into this particular era where everything is handled through AI. So it's not like AI will kill testing or something like this. We have to learn these testing techniques. We have to change the way we are doing a normal typical testing for a typical application. But here it's a different type of mindset, different type of testing activities that we have to perform. So that's why I thought of creating this particular data, so that I can show you with the real time thing. And then I can show you that, okay, these are the different types of testing we can perform, and these are the different types of challenges or limitations that we might face doing this. So nothing to worry about that it will kill my job or it will do something like this. If they are based out of AI, if my system is based out of AI or something like this, then I have to learn and improve my testing activities, and then testing techniques accordingly. Then let's talk about quickly about test automation also in the chatbot. As I mentioned that testing is testing. It's not about manually and automation. If I'm doing really good through all these things manually, then if it is requirement of automation, then I can pick, okay, yeah, what kind of automation techniques that I can use, maybe at the backend level or the UI level, or maybe at the API level. Mostly with the API level, I can easily set up this entire test. Whatever the API test I can quickly create in my functional test cases, I can quickly create in my Postman, RestAssured. These tools I can use it. Plus, for the data accuracy, also we have to think about some other different types of specific testing tools are available. We need to explore those areas also. Important thing for the security and the performance testing, the same way we can use, let's see, for example, JMeter, and checking the responses coming or not. Are we getting the server errors? Or with respect to load testing, make sure that, okay, my system is accurately designed and accurately giving the response, equally response time we are getting, and expected response time we are getting from the server and everything. So your technology will remain same, but the idea of doing automation maybe will be different. The functional testing, it's fine. See, it's very, whatever the if you see this, whatever the Postman that we are getting it, okay, fine, this is my input and this is the response that we are getting, so fine, we can test it here. But is it the only test that we are going to test through automation, or whatever the Postman or assured that we are writing it? So what kind of data that you are preparing it, and then what kind of information that we are getting from the chatbot, and then we are validating it, that plays a very important role here. So automation is definitely doable here, no doubt about it, but it depends how exactly you are using your testing mindset or your testing craftsmanship in the testing activities in that particular area. So first make it, check it manually, and then make sure that, okay, my bot systems or AI based models are working correctly or not. And then if it is a need of automation, system is slightly stable now, then we can introduce test automation also in the later stages. So what do you think about this? It's a very initial beginning of AI models, and then how to perform the testing and everything. What do you think about these models? Do you have any experience? Are you really doing some kind of testing over here? Please put in the comment section so that other people also will get to know. If you really want to share any resources or any blogs or any other videos about AI-based testing systems or testing techniques, what kind of testing techniques that you guys are using it, please feel free to share the feedback and everything with us and your knowledge with us in the comment section. We'll definitely look into it so that we all are learning from each other. We are getting into this particular area, and then we should know that how to test the AI based tools with the different testing techniques and the technologies. So I hope you like this particular topic. Whenever I find some, I in future also, if I'm getting some more knowledge about it, more tools and techniques, definitely I'll prepare more and more videos on these systems or AI based testings. That's again I'm also very new in this particular area, where learning these terms like token and tokenizer and all models and machine learning models and AI based models and everything. So I hope we all are learning together, and then I'll prepare more videos in future. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. Please subscribe to the channel, share this video with others on social media if you are really liking it. More and more videos are coming, so press the notification bell icon to get the notification for the next upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all, guys.